Hello and welcome back to part 4 of our Intuitive Life Audit series. And this week we're looking at our relationships. If you've just joined us, I encourage you to click the link below and find the playlist for this life audit so that you can start with us from week 1. I'm doing this with you. I share my own insights and where I am at this point in my life and what changes I feel I'd like to make. We want to find out where we're sort of out of balance, out of alignment, where we're not living our truth, we're not living authentically, because we don't want to carry on living that way. We want to live in harmony with life and with our true nature. We want to go through life in a beautiful way, experiencing peace, joy, wisdom, and fulfillment. It's very important to learn to live life fully, because we don't want to get to the end of it and have regrets. Regrets like, I wish I'd done that, or I wish I'd made peace with that person, or I wish I hadn't spent so much time stressing about stuff that wasn't really that important. There's so many questions I could have picked for this core question, but this one I feel really captures the essence of what we're longing for. True connection with the people in our lives and peace, right? Peaceful coexistence and something even more, perhaps. Precious moments in daily life that we so often miss, that we can nurture and really appreciate. Okay, let's be honest. I'm inviting you to be honest. What faults and annoying habits would you like to change in the people you know? But true connection isn't about changing people. It's about recognizing that place of awareness inside you and bringing that into all your interactions. When you're fully present, then love and compassion and understanding and kindness naturally arise. This has been my experience. If you have a relationship where there's conflict or tension, this is usually because of our unconscious identification with our thoughts and feelings. We give so much power to our thoughts and feelings. We take them so deadly seriously that it really interferes with this true connection I'm talking about. It can be very frustrating because I know that there are many of us who have this conflict and tension with someone, sometimes a family member, and it gets in the way of being how you want to be with them. It interferes with the life that you could be having with them. And the problem is that we get so wrapped up in our stories. We all have stories. And we have a story for every person we know. This story consists of everything that's happened and how they're likely to be in the future. All our thoughts and feelings about them. For most of us, this is the only way we ever learned to relate to people, through our conceptual mind, through our judgmental thoughts, through our reactive emotions. But relating to people in this way keeps us at a distance from them. It prevents this true connection. As long as you have these opinions, these complaints, these worries, these preferences about this person, we're not allowing them to be free. we're not allowing them to be who they are, and we're not opening to accept them for who they are. Do you see? It's actually very simple, but we've learned this way of being with people that makes it seem difficult to be otherwise. But it isn't difficult. Difficult is just another idea that we've bought into with our conditioned mind. I want to invite you to get really still for a moment. Really still. In fact, I have something in my pocket that might help. One of my favourite props, a snow globe. A lovely Christmassy snow globe today. So I want you to realise that when you're thinking about the story, you're doing this. If you imagine all those little pieces like thoughts in your mind, right? Every time you're playing conversations and scenarios over and over in your mind, you're doing this. Every time you're complaining and blaming, whether inwardly or outwardly, anytime you're judging, you're doing this. But also I want you to realize that every time you pause and take a conscious breath, or 2, or 3, you're doing this. Anytime you stop and listen to the sounds you can hear, you're doing this, which enables you to see things much more clearly. And that helps us tune in to the wisdom within. That helps us to know how to respond to that person in that moment. This is how wisdom works. It's not by thinking things to death and trying to figure them out. That's the mind's way. The way of wisdom is, well, much wiser.
Start observing your conversations and interactions with curiosity and interest, not judgment. Notice the quality of your attention and the subtle energy shifts when you're fully present. By returning to the stillness within yourself, the interaction transforms naturally and love expresses itself effortlessly. Am I unconsciously seeking approval from others? Could I let go of the need to control or fix others and create space for love to flow? How do I feel when I'm fully present versus distracted, impatient, or reactive? Notice when you're reacting and allow yourself to respond from awareness instead. Be patient with yourself. Keep your heart soft and open.
Now, where am I with my relationships? Well, I feel very blessed with my relationships. I don't feel I have any conflict with anyone. And I think my relationships are extremely healthy. But there is a sense that I can bring more presence and more love into them. For example, with my children, who are young adults. When you have children and they start off being completely 100% dependent on you, and then they grow up into adults, you need to kind of adjust how you are with them. You need to adjust how you see them, and you need to be okay with letting them live their own lives. I realize that at times I do tend to fuss a bit much. I know that if I were to bring more presence into my relationships with my children, I wouldn't fuss quite as much. So something happened earlier this year which really shook me up and kind of turned my life upside down. My mother became gravely ill during the summer months, and she was just hanging on for her dear life for quite a while there. We really didn't know if she was going to make it. What was incredible to me was the love that upheld us through this time. You know, when something like this happens in your family and the rest of you just come together in a way that is truly amazing, you know, where we support one another so that those who need to can drop what they're doing, drop everything and go and meet the need. It brings you back to presence very quickly, and it makes you appreciate life more deeply. Gosh, I thought I could talk about this, but it's not very easy to talk about it because I can't really describe the experience, you know, sufficiently. But what I can say is that my mother is now doing incredibly well with her recovery, and yesterday we all got together to celebrate her 80th birthday. It really is miraculous how much she has bounced back. I can't express the gratitude I have for all the days that we get to spend together, all the moments that we get to experience. I just feel they're all such a gift. We don't need to wait for something like that to happen before we realize this. This has also been a big part of why I've wanted to slow down, really treasure every moment of life, and not feel that I have to wait for anything. I'm always the one telling everyone else not to wait and to go ahead and do things, but I've been working so hard this year, to be honest, that I've been putting some things off myself, and I'm not going to be doing that anymore. That's one of the reasons I'm doing this life audit, to reconsider everything. Honestly, I feel like life is always showing me something. It's just a matter of whether I'm paying attention. Next year, I'm turning 60, and I don't want to wait for anything anymore, because life is always now. Freedom is always here. So I feel a very strong sense of focusing much more on all my relationships. This means actually everyone in my life. If there are some people in your life who you're really struggling with, please don't feel that you have to force yourself to be present with them. You don't have to force yourself to do anything. If you need space from people, if you need to not be with people for your peace of mind and your sanity, then by all means allow yourself to do that. You know, have some boundaries, have some healthy boundaries, right? But nurture the relationships that you do have, that you feel you can nurture. And be very aware of thoughts and beliefs around how you think people are, because that usually signals a closed door in our heart. And as much as possible, we want to keep our heart open, because that's what makes us truly happy. And that's how we're meant to go through life, with an open heart, so that love can flow through it.
Relationship isn't the story of our relationship. True relationship lies in this present moment, real-time living, relating with each other, connecting here and now. That's the invitation of life. Can we meet here and now, beyond the story of our relationship? People are who you believe them to be. It's not you that people like or dislike. It's their stories of you. It's not your job to like me. It's mine. The most important person is always the one you're with. Until the whole world is free to agree or disagree with you, until you have given the freedom to everyone to like you or not like you, to love you or hate you, to see things as you see them or to see things differently, until you have given the whole world its freedom, you'll never have your freedom. Forgive them, for they know not what they do.